Besides the feats, I determine who wins. Welcome to Entertainment Fight Night, EFN. Hello, this is World with Words, and I bring to you EFN, Entertainment Fight Night. Today I present to you Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, the super genius inventor, versus Lex Luthor, another evil super genius inventor, and arch nemesis of Superman. This first video is going to be Iron Man's argument, while the second video will be the argument for Lex Luthor, and the third video will determine the winner. Now let's begin. Now here in Iron Man's slightly old armor, Bleeding Edge, not his new black and gold, but I digress. Here it shows that he can reform his armor after it's destroyed, and then he managed to trap Apocalypse, of all people, in the shield and was able to analyze how him and his crew were time jumping, and as he said, trapped in a time hell by Kang. Here it shows his shields can protect against Wonder Man and his ionic abilities. Next, it shows his armor tanking an explosion and reacting mid-explosion, and then it forms on him to protect him. So unless you think the armor gave him extra durability, it shows the armor can basically protect him from any attack mid-attack, essentially. Next, it shows him overriding High Evolutionary's technology, which was trying to hack into his armor, which is very important because we all know Lex is intelligent and is the type to try to hack into someone's armor. And High Evolutionary is very high technology and basically one of the best in Marvel Universe. Here, he's shown dodging and electrocuting his attackers with ease. Next, he's shown dodging a rocket. In the next scan, here he is, or next few scans, here he is surviving the heat of Asgardian cauldrons, which of course is where they meld and they form different weapons like Odin's sword and Mjolnir and things of that nature. So very, very hot, clearly. Here is a fight versus Red Hulk, where it's more of a one-sided fight because I'm not sure if Red Hulk's trying to fight back, but you can see that he clearly injures and pretty much puts down Red Hulk for the count, showing Iron Man's offensive abilities. And these set of scans are him versus Thor when both of them have been tricked into thinking they have to fight each other. Now, I'm not saying he can beat the likes of Thor or anything, but the fact that he can take his hits and hang with them, even if he is, and even in blast, if you notice, and even if Thor is holding back like he usually does, it's still pretty impressive. And here, the last scan for the Bleeding Edge, it shows a multi-attack type thing. His hands are blurring. It's like an omnidirectional attack, so it's very impressive as well. Now, for some older suits, which obviously have more feats because there's been more of them. Here, showing his speed, Sentry himself calls him fast. Next, he's shown dodging Spider-Man, which is very impressive. And here he moves. He basically moves in the blur and disappears from the sight of a guy who's already superhumanly fast, showing off some more speed. This is an attack. It's a heat blast that, if you look at how high it is, Kelvin, the temperature, it's actually hotter than the surface of the sun. And the armor here is tanking nukes, a nuke explosion without any shields or anything. A fight versus Sentry, where he basically takes a bunch of hard hits. He fights back. You can't necessarily say he hurt Sentry. The fact that he can take so many hits from Sentry and keep getting up is pretty impressive. And even in the last scan, he's about to do something that, well, it's specific to extremists. We can control machines with his mind, so I didn't include it because he can't do that at the moment. This scan is a full form of pulse array, which is like an omnidirectional blast. Here it shows his flight speed is around Mach 9, Mach 8.7, 9 times the speed of sound, and it didn't seem like he was training to go there. For some reaction speed, it shows that his armor can react in 0.004 seconds to an explosion, prepare in 0.002 seconds, and then punch the body with extreme speed and force in just 1 second. So again, some more speed for him. And for more speed, he tags Human Torch mid-flight and blitz. He moves and blurs while fighting this time against that same guy with superhuman speed. as you can see, not just movement speed but fighting speed. And he shows a magnetic field, which I'm not sure if Luthor has a counter to that, but if he has any metal on him, if his armor happens to be metal, this could be very detrimental. Here is his shield is tanking nuke-like attack that, as you can see, wipes out the whole land, turns into a wasteland. But him and his crew are fine. An even older suit than Extremis or anything. It tanks the suction of a mini black hole, which is very impressive. And you see everything else gets sucked into it and then blasted out. And his shield actually resists that, which again, very impressive. And here is his shield surviving a nuke at 2%. And he creates his nuke by hacking into I believe it's a radioactive plant or a nuclear plant, but he can't do that in his new suit. But the thing that he still should have is his shield, so that's very impressive. Next scans are showing his shields withstanding Void's hit. Void is basically a powered up Sentry, very powerful. Took on nearly all of Asgard, broke every bone in Hawk's body with ease, and toyed with him. So Void is a very powerful entity, and for his shields to take those hits is very impressive. For some more real old suits, you can see it shows some strength feats of stopping rockets. He looks like he catches and puts back a building, pulling a bunch of ships. His another older suits. His has a speed feat of blasting many missiles in the air at the same time, and he shows an ultrasonic attack. And for this, it's not as old, but he shows a sonic attack that hurts Juggernaut even. So overall, Stark is very versatile with his attacks. He has sonic attacks, heat attacks. He's very fast enough to dodge Spider-Man, fast enough to move on blurs to people who are already superhumanly fast, react in 0.002 seconds, and so on. And his shield and armor is very powerful, taking hits from Thor and Sentry and Void and the like. So Lex Luthor seemed like he'd have a hard time hurting Iron Man. And if he tries to hack him, Iron Man's already stopped High Evolutionary's attempts. And that's just my analysis. Now, if you want to see more, go to my channel on Daily Motion. It's War with Words. And go to my site at warwithwords.com. That's warwithwords.com.